Hello, welcome to our Pecha Kucha on August Osage County by Ken and Victor. And warning, this show does feature incest, drug abuse, and sexual assault. August Osage County follows a family inside of the Weston house in the Oklahoma summer of 2007. All the events happen in the home over the course of a couple of weeks, and most productions of this play build the set in a way where you can see everyone in every room of the place.
After Father Beverly Weston goes missing, his daughters come back to the family house to comfort their mother Violet. They are joined by their new housekeeper Joanna. To their surprise, she seems to handle the situation better than everyone else. Violet's sister Maddie Faye and her husband Charlie also join, with their son Little Charles coming in late to the search.
Beverly's disappearance is answered a couple of days later when his body is found in a river. The family hold a funeral and a memorial dinner. What becomes a moment of sadness, though, is later thought to be a moment to bring everyone in the family together for one more dinner. Everyone seems to have something to hide from the family, though, and the play builds this up before the dinner scene.
Just to give an idea of what the secrets are, Barbara and Bill are having many problems with their relationship. Bill, who's a college professor, has cheated on Barbara with his own student. This has put a massive strain on their marriage. Ivy and little Charles are in love even though they are cousins, and Karen's new fiance Steve becomes a little too close to Barbara and Bill's daughter Jean. Steve even attempts to assault Jean but is stopped by Joanna after she hits him in the head with a frying pan.
One by one, everyone's secret becomes known. Barbara reveals to Ivy that she and little Charles are actually half siblings instead of just cousins. Violet reveals that she knew where Beverly was and could have stopped his death. She and Barbara get into a fight, and Violet is left alone with nobody but Joanna to comfort her. The play ends with Joanna holding Violet and singing her song softly as Violet realizes she is truly alone.
Just to give an idea of the family tree, Violet and Maddie Faye are sisters. Violet and Beverly are the parents of Ivy, Karen, and Barbara. Barbara is married to Bill and they have a 14-year-old daughter, Jean. On the other hand, Maddie Faye is married to Charlie, and together they have little Charles. Living with the family is their 26-year-old housekeeper, Joanna.
August Osage County was written by Tracy Letts, who was born in 1965. He started acting after he saw his father's work in community theater and found work in small roles for shows like Seinfeld. In 1991, though, he wrote his first play, Killer Joe, a production so violent that no theater company would agree to produce it.
The playwright, Tracy Letts, made many choices throughout the play. One of these is realism. Everything in August Osage County plays out in a realistic time frame and is pretty realistic to most families. While the Westons may be more dramatic than most, a majority of people can say that their own families deal with any number of their own issues. Also, the play is conducted in chronological order, which helps add to the realism.
When you watch the play and you see what's happening in each room, you start to get the idea of the realism Letts was going for. Having all these different events come together in one hard to watch dinner scene makes it feel like you, the audience, was there too, listening and waiting for that one moment where everything breaks into pieces.
A major theme in August Osage County is familial responsibility and the feeling of being trapped. Many of the sisters, mainly Barbara, are forced to keep in contact with their toxic family out of obligation rather than love. Many times, the house itself is described as claustrophobic and oppressive. Violet keeps all the drapes pulled so the house is dark. Each sister feels the entrapment of their family in their own way.
While reading the play is okay enough, it's really not the best choice if you want to mindfully see it for the first time. I think watching the show will give you the best understanding of the events and surprises, but that's just something I realized while reading.
Personally, the play was an enjoyable read. I'm a huge fan of drama, especially family drama, and I found August Osage County depressing yet entertaining. I'm sure many others could picture themselves in the Weston family's shoes. That's what I like so much about the play. The events and themes of the play are so common in many American families that a majority of people from many different backgrounds can come together and bond over their experience.
As for me, I also really enjoyed the play. I didn't know what I was getting into when I first read it, but I really liked the writing and the ending. It's not a story I haven't seen before in other shows, but it came together well. It was, though, kind of hard for me to read. I'm not someone who likes a lot of fighting, so reading all those words affected me with my mentality, but that's just me.
August Osage County is important because of the difficult topics it faces. One of the most obvious ones being prescription drug abuse. Many people are under the impression that only young people get addicted to drugs, when that is not the case. Unfortunately, over the years there has been a rise in older adults becoming hooked on their prescription painkillers, and not many people are talking about it.
August Osage County first opened in 2007 by the Steppenwolf Theater Company in Chicago. Many of the cast would later come back for its production in Broadway at the Imperial Theater later that same year. The production opened to positive reviews, with New York Times saying it is probably the most exciting new American play Broadway has seen in years.
The most popular adaptation of August Osage County has to be the 2013 film version starring names like Julia Roberts and Meryl Streep. While the actors did a fantastic job at playing their roles, many scenes from the play were cut out in the movie, which might have led the audience members to feel confused about the actions and motivations of some characters.
For ideographs, the first one is probably the most famous example. This was the image used for the 2007 opening of the show from the Steppenwolf Theater Company in Chicago, and many productions since have used the same idea. It features families standing together in front of the house, only using colors of black, red, white, and yellow.
The second ideograph features a house tipped almost upside down. Spilling out of the house are pills. This ideograph was used by the Open Stage Theater Company in their 2017 production of August Osage County. That was directed by Dulcie Willis.
This third ideograph was used by the Maris Theater Company. It only features the roof of the house and top of the title, and while you could say the ideograph tells a lot about the house keeping the story together by bringing the family together, we felt it didn't give anything about the story specifically. I mean, you could put a roof on top of any title, and it's hard to tell what the story is about.
Overall, we thought that this was the best ideograph because the viewer really gets a feel for the dysfunction and chaos of the Weston family. Just looking at the pills and drugs, you can tell that the topic of drug abuse and addiction will be a main focus. More hidden detail is the tale of the house and the title. This shows how things in this family are chaotic.